Hey, Cowboy fans, this is Cowboys abroad. Let's get into some football. Let's get into some football talk. I want to talk a little bit about the argument against tanking. Here we are. Here we are. The season hasn't gone quite as the plan has haven't quite gone as planned. We're 2-5. We're 2-5. I mean, things right now with decimated with injuries and things don't seem to be looking up right. Things don't seem to be looking up right now. And as you can see by the headlines that's right in front of me, there is an argument to be had about tanking, about tanking. That's kind of a catchy phrase, tank for Trevor or whatever, tank for Trevor, whatever. But straight up, first of all, if I was going to tank, I can't necessarily say that I would be tanking for Trevor Lawrence. First of all, in my opinion, I think Justin Fields is better. But aside from that, there are other areas on the football team that I think we need to address more than the QB position. And I think the QB position is much more difficult to fill than one might think. In fact, I'm going to get into that in just a little bit. I'm going to get into that. Before I do, if we were going to tank for Trevor, the first thing we would do is one of the first things we would have a fire sale. We would have a fire sale and get rid of some people. Because there's no reason to have an expensive roster if you're going to be terrible anyway. Why pay a bunch of guys a bunch of money if you're not going to be a good football team and you're just going to lose a bunch of games? Why would you pay a guy a bunch of money? So first thing you would do is have a fire sale. So who you getting rid of? Well, let's talk about that. First of all, DeMarcus Lawrence's name has come up quite a bit. Marcus Lawrence's name has come up quite a bit. Amari Cooper's name has come up. Ezekiel Elliott has come up. As well as Jalen Smith's name has come up from time to time. And Tyron Smith's name has come up. As potential guys that we should probably part ways with on the roster. But if you look right here, Cowboy Nation, at this dead money situation right here, we let these guys go. We still got to account for all this money on the cap, and we still got to replace these players. And so that's $53 million for DeMarcus Lawrence. We still have to account for, as far as our cap is concerned, $40 million for Amari Cooper. And so we're eating all that's money on our cap that we can't use for other players. And so right now we're in a bad situation. We kind of married to these players, with their contracts and the amount of money that we owe them. And so not really, these players really, from a business standpoint, just wouldn't be very good. Wouldn't be very good to get rid of these players. The other thing is, these are actually some pretty good football players. These some pretty good football players. And why you got these teams on? When you got talent on your roster like this, why are you tanking anyway? You need to try to figure out a way to maximize your tank. You need to try to figure out a way to maximize your talent. You got down here at the bottom. You got Tyron Smith down here on the injury list. But you will notice that even on the injury list, he still counts against our cap. Dak Prescott counts $31 million against our cap. That's his guaranteed money. As well as his $15 million of Tyron Smith. We got to count for on our cap, as well as $15 million for Larry Collins. We got to cap on. We got to count against our cap, and so we have a lot of guys that count against our cap. That cost us a whole lot of money. That we just kind of stuck with. You're gonna pay this guy. You're gonna not have this money available to you, but then you still gotta bring in another guy and pay that guy. They're not contract wise, not a good situation. The other thing is, take it for Trevor Lawrence. People think it's easy. People think it's easy to replace a QB. People think it's easy to replace QB with another QB in the draft. Well, I just pick up one in the draft. We get the top QB in the league, and that'll solve our problems. Well, how's that working out for Cincinnati right now? We look over here at Cincinnati. They got Joe Barrows. He was a Heisman Trophy winner. The number one rated QB coming out of college ball, the number one draft pick, and all that good stuff. And he's 1-5. He's one of a few. He's on one of the few teams that's got a worse record than us. So not really working. That whole philosophy of drafting the best QB in the draft is going to fix all our problems. Not quite working out. How did it work out for that other Ohio team over there? Let's look at the Cleveland Browns and how that worked out for them. Okay, Cleveland Browns. You should know, Cowboys. This is where you think you can just drop the QB in the draft and part ways with your QB. For all you people that just want to get rid of your quarterback instead of paying them. How the challenge of replacing the QB can be done, is illustrated even better than by the Cleveland Browns. They've been trying to replace their QB for a long time. Okay, here it is. They replace him. Okay, here it is right here. These guys right here, they drafted this guy right here. Drafted by the Cleveland Browns in the 3rd round. They drafted this guy, Colt McCoy. But look at all these QBs that's played for them. They drafted this guy right here, Brandon Wheaton. Yeah. They drafted this guy right here. Johnny Manziel in the first round. How did that work out for him? And then they went and got this guy, Cody Kessler. That didn't work out for him. Then they went and got this guy, Deshaun Kaiser. How'd that turn out? I'll wait. Then they went and got this guy, Baker Mayfield. 5 or 7 picks have been spent on QBs by the Cleveland Browns. And let's see the fruits of that labor. Since 2010, they've been drafting QBs, and they've drafted all these QBs. How did that work out for them? They have yet to even have an 8-8 season. And in an entire fucking decade, they haven't had a single 8-8 season. They haven't had not one winning season after having all these damn quarterbacks. So it's not easy as that I'm just going to replace my QB. And replacing your QB, that's great. What's that going to do for your line? Our whole line is decimated with injuries. That is not a secret. I only started on the O-line. I only started on the O-line right now. At this very moment, is Connor Williams, which was our worst offensive line. We're hoping that we get back to that Martin this week, and we're hoping we get back Joe Lingy this week. But neither one of those are guarantees. We're just hoping, And so right now, how about your line? How does that help your line? How does that help you? How does that help your defense? How does that help us with defense? How does that help us with defense tackle? How does that help us stop the run? Every game we've been in, everything we've been in, we've proven that we can't stop the run. How does that help us stop the run? How does that get us better linebacker play? How do we get pressure to the QB? All those things, all of those things come into play. But to be honest with you, Cowboy Nation, I am adamantly against tanking uh, mainly for one reason. One reason. There are legitimate explanations, but from a Muslim standpoint, a man's side, a personal standpoint, why I'm against tanking is these guys here. It's our players. That's why I'm against. That's primarily why I'm against tanking. You know, especially players like this. Um, LP Lattisaur is 39. LP Lattisaur is 39 years old and played with us for 16 years. The average shelf life of a football player is 3 to 5 years. It's 3 to 5 years of play time. You get longer as a long snapper, obviously, but there's usually not a lot of playing time in a player's career. They have a short shelf life, a finite period of time in which they play this game, and then the game is taken from them forever. And sometimes it's taken away much sooner than what they would like because the injuries and danger associated with the game. Now, you notice I'll probably change tones because this is very serious to me. Very serious to me, Cowboy Nation. You got guys like Everson Griffin, 11 years. How many more years he's got? How many more years does Tyron Crawford got? This is his last show. Right now, he's not playing good football. He's been playing ball for 9 years, though. He's designated injury. Just had hip surgery. This is probably his last go around, his last shot. We take the season. That may be it for him. Forever. Tyron Smith, been with us a long time. Tyron Smith been with us a long time. Just played at an elite level for us. 10 years, a whole decade. Played at an elite level for us. Took a 10-year contract right off top. Probably saved us a lot of money on the back end and been a Cowboys whole career. And if it's his last year, how you look at your last year? How you look at yourself in the mirror? How you look at yourself in the mirror if you just throw the season? Well, how do you do that? And then you got guys like Sean Lee. Guy can't stay healthy. Been in the league 11 years, 34 years old. This is probably his last stop. He don't get it done here, this is it. So, we take for granted that we're going to have these players forever. These guys can play forever. These guys are invincible. These guys are, not prone to injuries. That they're going to always, that we're going to line up. We're going to come out next year. We're going to have visions of the Great Wall of Dallas. And when you have a situation like we had with Travis Frederick, where he had medically retired, it just be that way. It just be that way. It's never good. Never good just to throw your season just to be thrown away, because when you throw the season to be thrown away, for a lot of these guys, you throwing their playing years in the toilet. You're throwing their last opportunity in the toilet. Not only that, but Cowboys still have things to play for. You could accidentally stumble up and win this division. Division's bad. You can stumble up on it and win it. You might get the right matchups. You might get healthy again. You might be a different team if you get some of your starters back. But you just throw your opportunity in the trash because you basically want to quit on the season. You're throwing the white towel in on the season. You're becoming a quitter. And you might quit on a year, quit in a year, but you could have surprised yourself. Maybe it turned out to be maybe it turned out to be a year like 2018 when we were 3-5 and everything looked bleak and it looked like our season was over. Then we went on a nice little run. Won something like 7 games in a row. Um, things are never as good as you think they are. Obviously, we thought this roster was a great roster. It had that Super Bowl run in them, but they're also never as bad as you think they are. Right now, it looks pathetic. It looks like the worst roster in the league. It doesn't mean that all is lost and that the season is lost and that we can't turn around and we can't get out of it. But we got to do. We got to do the very thing that I'm talking about right here. We got to evaluate time and stop wasting time. We got to stop wasting these players' time. We got to stop wasting our time. And we got to get it together, and turn it around now. Now's the time. Now's the time. Tank? No. It's one thing if you're a bad team. It's one thing if you're a bad team. You're a bad team with bad players, and you don't have no players on your team. Really, the worth holding on to. But we got good players. We got good players. Players that we just paid. And paid a lot of money to. We're not in a situation where we can just get rid of those players. And so, if we can't get rid of the players that cost us the most money, that's underperforming, then why would we take it? Might as well get the most out of what we paid for. Gotta get the most out of what we paid for and deal with it. Because there'll be a time when Zach Martin can no longer play for us. He's got a concussion today. Coming back to us. We're lucky. He had a knee injury last year. Played through it. We were lucky. How much more time do we have with the Zach Martin? He's almost 30. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. So, am I throwing in the towel? No. No matter how bad it is, not a quitter. I certainly don't want to put on these players' careers. They ain't got much time. We gotta stop wasting it. We gotta give them what they deserve. We gotta give them what they deserve. And they deserve for us to make the most of their opportunity. They deserve that. Because if the average shelf life is 3 to 5 years, then Jody, Smith, Lee, some of these players you're familiar with won't be with us long. Last year, Griffith, he just came to us, but we know who he is. Pope, Crawford, a lot of these guys, it's in the road. And some of these guys have been playing with us for 3 or 4 years. These guys have been playing with us 3 or 4 years, like Jordan Lewis, Woozley, probably won't be part of this roster next year. It's never the same team. And this is time that we're going to get back. We're going to start wasting. This Cowboys, bro. Thank you for tuning in. Thanks for checking me out. Thank you for listening. I'm out.